Hey, what's up, guys? It's Fulke here. I just want to give a shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. Keep doing your thing, guys. Go VAWLS.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS channel. My name is the Indie Kid. This is the ETSU UT post-game wrap. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Before we get any further into this, you guys know the drill. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe for the latest updates, notifications when we'll be going live. The plan this week, as of right now, live Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, will be our football show. Next Saturday, Tennessee plays Villanova in basketball, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, we'll be live afterwards, whether it's Dauber and myself or just me. And then next Saturday night, Tennessee, South Alabama, we'll be live post-game for that next Saturday night as well. So looks like at least a little double-dipper action for me next week on Saturday and then Wednesday as well. And, of course, there'll be videos coming throughout the week also. But thank you for tuning in. Tennessee defeats ETSU 94-62 in Thompson Bowling Arena today. Good game for the Vols overall. They were much more sound defensively than they were the first game. UT Martin gave them some trouble in game one. Tennessee was in control today from the start. And, of course, they're paced again. Kennedy Chandler, 16 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Olivier Kamwa, the leading scorer, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Big game for him, 9 out of 14 for the field, 2 of 2 from three-point range. Fulkerson returned today and started. He played 22 minutes. He had 6 points, 10 rebounds. Josiah Jordan James, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Justin Powell, 11 points. Victor Bailey, 9 points. That were your leading scorers along the way. Starting lineup today was Chandler, James, Vescovi, Fulkerson, and Kamwa. Another solid game for Tennessee today. 10 out of 23 from three-point range. So they didn't take near as many threes today. It kind of changed for them. Still shot 43.5%, 43.5% from the field. Or from three-point range, 45.9% from the field. Another solid day for them. And, some interesting comments after the game as I read Rick Barnes' comments and I read Des Oliver, ETSU's coach as well, who was coach under Rick Barnes for 6 years. So he knows a bit about this team. He knows about the guys who were recruited coming in. His comments after the game. Of course, Rick Barnes, you're going to get what he has to say. He had some interesting comments along the way. But Desmond Oliver, his comments after the game, he said, quote, "Tennessee is pretty good. They're probably the best team I've seen since that Grant Williams and Schofield team that won 31 games." It's pretty high praise right there. And then the topic shifted to Kennedy Chandler. And you think about the guys that were here when Oliver's been there, and he had big praise for Kennedy Chandler. Of course, he knew him coming in. He was vital in recruiting him. He said, "Kennedy Chandler is the best point guard I have seen in this building." Jordan Bone was pretty good. We had some good ones. Lamonte Turner was pretty good 2 years ago. I have not seen anything like that. He reminds me of a young Kyrie Irving. Felt like this matchup, there was no one on the court that could slow him down. Shot making, pace of play, hang time in the lane, taking contact. So what you want about Kyrie Irving? One thing it's not arguable, he is a great player. When he's on the court, he is a great player. That is some high praise for Kennedy Chandler for what he's doing. And again, this is a team that's, this is a guy who has seen him, who's recruited with him, who's seen some good point guards since he's been there. People are saying Kennedy Chandler may be the best point guard when he leaves at the end of this year, may be the best that's ever played in Orange. There's been some pretty good point guards down there. Can he be the best when it's all said and done. It's only 2 games in. There's a lot of hype. We're going to find out more about what Kennedy Chandler can do this weekend when they play Villanova, and then they'll turn around again and they'll play either North Carolina or Purdue on Sunday. I like what he brings in. It's just effortless. He looks like a guy. The moment's not too big for him. At least it hasn't been through the first 2 games. He looks in control. He's got the respect of his teammates. This is a huge piece for Tennessee. They've been missing that point guard since Jordan Bone left. Lamonte Turner was doing a pretty good job a couple of years ago, and then he had the shoulder surgery career over. They have not had a point guard who could really do much since that. Vescovi tries. I just think he's out of position on it. But just Kennedy Chandler's speed, his assist to turnovers, can he get guys looks? He's just out there playing. He's just out there doing his thing. It looks effortless. What a great pickup he has been. Where does this team go with him? It seems like they've got the shooting. How's the post game going to be? The Olivier Combois, we saw in preseason a lot of praise for him. He's looking good through the first 2 games. Had double figures in the first game. Second game, he comes out, builds upon that. 23 points, career high for him. How good of a shooter is he? How good is he going to be when they get into those bigger games? Is he that post guy they were missing from last year? Fulkerson, 10 rebounds today. That was a positive. Fulkerson, I don't think – he doesn't necessarily have to score. Obviously, it'd be nice to see the guy from a couple years ago, right before COVID shut everything down, who was carrying that team on his back. Really carried them with some big games. So, I mean, where does this team go? And, guys don't look afraid to take their shots this year. Guys are confident. Again, 10 for 23. When you're shooting that percentage from 3-point range, you'll take that all day long. Again, that was down from game 1. Where does it go? Game 2. More guys played today. They got a lot of guys into the game. Somebody asked Rick Barnes post-game. I've seen the guy mentioned. Jonas Adu has been mentioned in comments. Talked a little bit about him in our pregame shows on making his debut. And Rick Barnes' comments were kind of interesting. Said it will be based on him. He has been out. He missed a lot and missed a very important time of year. We know there is a player there in Jonas. We all, as a coaching staff, we have great belief in it. He missed a critical time of the year. He's going to have to work his way back in. He's going to have to do it through practice habits. Right now, we're in the process of playing games. We don't have many easy ones left. We're going to have to fight. We didn't go into the first 2 games thinking they were easy. So, I don't know based on that. Barnes says later on, he said he blocks shots every day in practice. He's long. He can shoot the ball, pass the ball. He will have to catch up with his conditioning and speed to how we play, though, to get the minutes he wants to get. Wasn't really aware of him missing time in the preseason. So it appears he's behind a little bit. And, we'd heard some positive things about him, but it looks like there's catch up there. So not sure how much time we're going to see Adu get, at least not for the foreseeable future, maybe on down the line. Just looking at the minutes today, your starting 5 all were over 20 minutes each. And then you had Victor Bailey, 21 minutes, Justin Powell, 17. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, 3 points, 6 rebounds, 0-4 from field goal range. He only played 15 minutes today, and then Zakai Ziegler was 10 minutes. Euros was backed off the bench, only played 7 minutes. I looked for that role to stay kind of the same with Fulkerson back. So I think that's a little bit of your idea of your rotation. I think we'll find out more this weekend as they're playing some top-notch competition. Villanova ranked number 4, and then who do they play after that? Some interesting comments even further. I feel like I keep saying that, but Desmond Oliver, he said that he feels this Tennessee team, and again, he was there when they won 31 games with Schofield and Williams. a couple years ago. He said that he believes if these guys can stay healthy, they have a team that can advance to the Final Four, certainly a team that can advance deep into March. They can score it. They can make threes. They have an inside presence in Fulke and Olivier. They are big. They're athletic, really, really good team. Let's see where this team goes along the way. I'm excited with what they have coming up this weekend. I've stated it from the beginning since I've been making videos with our telecasts we've done. I love the schedule that they've put together. And Rick Barnes referenced it in his postgame. They don't have many easy ones left. There's a few along the way, but just looking at that schedule and where they're going, let's see. I had it up just a minute ago. Let me pull it back up. They've got Villanova this weekend. And then, what happened? Here we go. So Villanova, and then Tennessee Tech over Thanksgiving weekend, Presbyterian on the 30th, then at Colorado, Texas Tech, UNC Greensburg, USC Upstate, Memphis, Arizona, and then conference play. You got a couple more games that they should be able to control pretty easily. Besides that, they're going to have to bring it every night. I love it. It's going to be a strong conference this year. You need those games to prepare you for what should be a strong conference slate. And it's a great tournament resume builder, and it gets you ready for those games come March. Again, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be live Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be live next Saturday, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. And one last note, Tennessee did sign today B.J. Edwards, point guard out of Knox Catholic. He signs with Tennessee. He's the lone signee for the November signing period. Don't expect Tennessee will sign any more guys for basketball. We'll see what they do in the spring. Are there some more prospects who pop up? Are there guys that get in on late? Will they hit the transfer portal? It's going to be interesting to see what they do. And as really don't have a lot of answers on recruiting. I really think NIL is affecting them based on what I'm seeing, because it seemed like back around June, they had some strong momentum, looking like another top-notch class. And then it honestly seems to me like they've just been out-recruited. I don't know if it's relationships where they have a couple new assistants. And I have full belief those guys are going to be assets as recruiters and as coaches. But other schools had those longer relationships, and maybe those panned out for them. But Rick Barnes hasn't forgotten how to recruit. They just had the strongest class, and one of the strongest in program history. I think that they're just getting started with how they're recruiting. I expect it's still going to be a strong class. It may just be a little different, maybe from the portal. Maybe some more guys late, like a Kamwa from a couple years ago. Like some guys they signed later from this year. But and who knows when you may see some reclassifications as well. I don't think it's any need to panic. Good pickup with B.J. Edwards. Hopefully they'll add to that, as I'm sure they will. But thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a good Sunday evening, good Monday, good start to the week. My name's Andy Kidd. This is the Talkin' VAWLS podcast. And as always, go Big Orange.
How like green poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit falls on